we are just getting ready for Liam and his opponent. Their name's currently wrong. Liam is not playing against a basic trainer, so we'll get that updated for you in just a moment. Liam, also known as Scissor Grandma Online, one of the more well-known deck builders and players in the community, wearing the shirt that he made possible, the Napa Rebobs deck. Here we are. Yes, Marcus Payne is going to be his opponent in there, and he's going to be looking to bring said Payne to this matchup.
Actually, I was incorrect. We have basic trainer versus Liam.
Oh, okay.
So
well, let me womp womp. Let me swap that around. That's unfortunate because Marcus is a really interesting deck.
So it's going to be Liam versus Marcus and Emmanuel versus Logan.
Yeah, but they are just zooming here.
Yeah, they are playing some fast.
Ooh, he got him with a new. Oh wait, did he New Year's himself that early? I didn't realize we had already started going already. But yeah, no, I can't imagine Liam would ditch the power up red that early.
That is a top decked first place medal.
Yeah, you're welcome for borrowing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder where he got that from.
Yeah, where did he get that? Yeah, who knows? Who can say? Who can say? It's a mystery. But now he's got an Aurifact down. He's got that Blood Ruby. Oh, how! Thank you guys for putting the life points out where we can see them. All right.
Okay, so
I don't know why I said it like that.
Liam is playing his Napa Rebobs. There's a little bit too much glare on the arena right now.
Yeah, we'll have to fix that later.
So this is going to be really interesting because it looks like the Flame deck has a little bit of removal.
Yeah, he Cryptid Nationed to put down the the first place medal. Wow, getting that out cheap, that is kind of gross. He also has some other cards in his hand that he can work with. Napa Rebob's going to swing in for a cheeky 50 damage.
Smokescreen is an interesting card of choice in the Flame deck as well.
It really is. He's leaning very heavily into the green fireballs. Trying not to project my voice too loudly because we're relatively close to the players, and I don't want to give them any hints.
All right, so it looks like.
So Liam's going to be taking a look at the green fireballs, and the way that card works is it inflicts burn 1 with its attack, and when burn falls off, it does a certain amount of damage. I believe it's either 25 or 50 damage. 25, yes, and that does stack. So if you have multiple green fireballs out, that's a good way to do that. Now, any other card that would remove the burn from them, the way that it says when the last burn counter is removed is when that damage ticks over. Ooh, there it goes. Okay, so he's got the 3 down. He might. I think I'm starting to see what the smoke screens are for. That said, Liam did also have a first anniversary celebrations in hand that he can use to make something happen. But 3 green fireballs out like that is kind of rough. I didn't see any get binned with the New Year, New Beginning earlier, and that might be why he played it, because his hand was entirely just spells. And there's now, okay, now we're seeing it.
Let's see what he does here, because this is going to be interesting. He's got to deal with at least 2 of these. Hopefully he can clear the board here.
Yeah, he has options now.
And that is exactly what he's doing here. He is clearing the board.
Well, and because it's till the end of his next turn, he'll be able to hit that other green fireball. It might be able to deal some damage to him, but that's going to hurt. Oh, okay, or not, or he could just Sinister Shadows the one of in play.
So he answered the entire board here.
Yeah, he's not letting him get anything going. That's absolutely brutal. But a top deck bookmark is going to make things look a little bit better for him. And he has more green fireballs in hand. He's also playing a card, Spreading Fire, was it? I'm trying to remember. What's it called? Merging Flames, that's it. So that card moves burn counters on the board. So what you can do with that is if you have multiple green fireballs out, you can attack with one, play Merging Flames, remove the flame aura from the opponent, and that will trigger the green fireballs effect. So you could theoretically get multiples of those in a turn.
That was a top deck power of red, by the way.
That was, but
But he just has nothing to really be able to take advantage of it. And Liam is gaining board presence here with a Jersey Devil as well. And that first place medal is just pounding it. And that was Liam.
he asked, he goes, do I have to scream? Yes, Liam, you do have to scream.
Yep, that was Liam
And he did.
shrieking for Jersey Devil's fourth wall effect.
And he can shriek all he wants, but it really feels like Basic Trainer is the one who should be shrieking right now, especially with that first place medal now. Because, okay, so that gives plus 50 life and plus 50 attack to all your beasties till the end of the turn.
And
But with Napa...
And removes stats.
And it does. Now, the other interesting thing is that Napa Rebobs, when it hits a caster, does double damage. So you're effectively giving them plus 100 each.
That is pretty huge.
It's kind of disgusting, and one of the strangest things to me is that these decks ultimately are very similar in their objective. They're both just kind of rush down your opponent. They're both very much all or nothing decks. They aren't control builds. Now you could argue that there's maybe some more control in Basic Trainer's deck, considering he has things like Merging Flame, Smokescreen. He can move cards around to do some burn damage and such. And he hasn't. No, that is a very interesting choice.
I mean, in total,
I was kind of expecting that when I started talking about his deck having options, but I was incorrect. He does not.
Game 1 just finished, and Liam took it down. He just got too far ahead of the board.
I mean, Cryptid Nation into first place caster is just a devastating, like, turn 3 combo to get off.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Liam is bringing in the dampens from his side deck.
I love that he didn't even bother to make them all have the same sleeve. That's hilarious.
Did Trainer side deck at all?
I don't think he did, but I don't know what he would side deck in for this matchup.
Considering Aura Absorb, taking out Aura Absorb, which is actually a really smart play because Basic is not playing any Aura effects at all. So
I think I like what Basic Trainer's going for with his deck, but I think there's definitely a lot of room for improvement, especially with the Archive, which new name for the side deck, by the way. If anyone else was confused by that, they did change that, so that's not you aren't crazy. That's new.
We're going to go ahead and switch over to table number 2 to take a quick look at the action. And it looks like Logan he has just a board full of beasties. This is
A little hard to see again with the lights, but that one we can't really do much because that's the overhead light, unfortunately. Now, I'm guessing that's a ding bell. My guess is that that's a ding bell with the token on it.
Take a look. So Logan main deck.
That's Liam. Yeah.
Look at the wrong one. So Logan main decks. It looks like. Let's see. Oh, those may be Hornets. Because
That could be.
So he's main decking Hornets, and probably because he expected to see water a little bit. I'm not certain what that card could be. I think it may be a Hornet. So
Could be a Hornet token with a Power of Red on it. That would be my guess.
that is a pretty good guess. So
Yeah, but you can tell. Those are the Hornet tokens. Okay.
But that is an interesting board from Marcus there.
That's an interesting board, but Marcus has an even more interesting deck, and this is why I was really hoping that he was going to be the one playing Liam. We would have a Frost Spirit deck going up against a Dark deck, and I don't know if that matchup has ever happened. Because I don't know if I've ever seen a Frost Spirit deck. It seems like it would work in concept. A lot of status conditions that you can play around with, but I'm curious because as I look at the list, I'm seeing much more in terms of Spirit. I don't see a lot for your for Ice Pages. Wahila, Icy Path, Frost Ring. Yeah, not a ton else from those. I mean, yeah, even in the side deck you have Lechuza, you have another Frost Ring. I don't know that I understand why this isn't just a pure Spirit deck.
Well, Icy Path is extremely strong.
Icy Path is very strong. Now, I will say he's getting a little bit Aura screwed right now. He has 3 Frost Aura in his deck and 6 Spirit Aura and 2 Prism Aura. And currently his board state is all 3 of his Frost Aura.
Yeah, this is
one of his Spirit.
This is looking one-sided, though. Now,
And, wait.
we do see an Unholy Fire in Logan's hand along with a New Beginnings, so he is going to be able to refill his hand if he does start getting into trouble, which it doesn't look like Marcus is really playing anything too threatening here. He is holding up 2 Frost Auras, so I think he probably does have an Icy Path in his hand. I can't see if he does or not. I think that's actually, there's a Spirit.
Yeah, I see 2 Spirit cards in hand. One of them, I believe, is another White Stag. I'm not sure what the other card is. It's a little hard to see. Now, I will say, Logan usually likes to play it pretty safe with his lists, things that have been done before, I guess you could say. But this time, there's some bold choices here in the side deck, in the archive, and my mind is breaking because I'm looking at the 3 deck lists that we have in front of us, and all 3 of them are different printings. One says side deck, one says archive, and one has both.
Yeah, no, Logan is also playing Stunning Storm, which is a Lightning Storm. And I honestly don't understand why people aren't just playing Stunning Storms in their main deck. It's just a strict upgrade, but it
I mean,
looks like
maybe people are.
Is that a Wilderness in his hand too?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, because Quetz was reprinted in Wilderness.
Yep.
With the in the Caster Cup with the shirt, I believe.
There comes the Unholy Fire, and so the token was asleep.
Okay, so he Unholy Fired his own power-up redded token.
Yep.
That's okay. I see. Now I'm really starting to see what the Unholy Fire is for, and this feels like a very 5-headed play, big brain move from Logan. I really like the Unholy Fire there.
I think he's getting ready. He's really debating on playing New Beginnings, and he's looking to do that because he is pretty far ahead on board, and he really wants to kind of draw. I think he's looking to draw a first anniversary celebration.
I would agree. I would agree with that. However, his opponent also doesn't have a very large hand, so
Yeah,
I
so
think
he
that's
doesn't wanna
why
play
he's
back
hesitating
again. Yeah.
because his opponent also is struggling in terms of their aura availability. Wait, did you win? Did you win the second game already? Okay.
Watching the stream.
We watched yours for the first game. Yeah, Liam
So-
came over. He just won his second game, so that's a quick 2-0 for the monkey man.
I literally put the nation power up red, swung that.
Cryptid Nation into Power Up Red.
And then Napa with 3 lightning in a bottle. Yeah, that'll do it.
That is classic.
That'll do it.
No, not 3 lightning bombs. It was over 2 times.
Oh, okay. Over the course of 2 turns. Oh, yeah. That's makes so much of a difference.
So we have Liam moving on with he is 1-0 now in the tournament. It's looking like Logan is taking a read. What is that card that he's reading?
That is Deer Woman.
Dear Woman, yes.
Yes.
I would probably have to read that card too because I am not too familiar with some of those. It's just like White Stag. I'm not too familiar with what White Stag does.
White Stag I had to deal with a decent amount in my match at Kansas City. It's a pretty solid card. It's just kind of a tanky card. I'm forgetting exactly what it does, so I'm vamping until I can pull up a image of the card and sound like I know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and do that. Dear Woman, let's take a look at that first, because that was the point of contention. If you're wearing flowers, this beastie gains plus 20 life points. It also has a power. You can fatigue it. Target beastie with the status effect is dealt 50 damage. Okay, so I think that's what we're seeing. So we're seeing the Dear Woman in this deck to combo off of the various Frost cards, like your Frost Rings, your Icebergs, even cards like Frostbite or Morpheus. So there are options for this deck. I do like the inclusion of the Dear Woman.
And this definitely.
This is a 43 card deck with 22 unique pages in it. That's insane to me.
So Logan
so
starts his turn now, and it looks like Marcus is building up his board a little bit more. So I think Logan is going to fire off that New Beginnings sometime soon.
Oh, there's the Wilderness.
Yep.
Wilderness for growth?
Okay, all right. So he did not have to play New Beginnings.
He hits the second anniversary on the Wilderness to block it. I actually forgot that. I hadn't even.
Did Logan not draw?
What do you mean? No, he didn't draw the 5 because he couldn't.
No, off of the second anniversary.
I didn't see that.
I think Logan may have missed his draw on that.
All right, that's something for the judges to keep an eye on.
Right.
Let's take a look at the White Stag. So the White Stag has a contract effect. If you control another White Stag, you may place target Spirit Beastie with an aura cost of 2 or less, and a Forest Terra bonus from your Afterlife into your chapter. It also has an attack that says for each Spirit Beastie you control with a Forest Terra bonus, this attack deals plus 10 damage. Now, Dear Woman and White Stag both have that. Familiar does not. I know that the Ghost Moose, I forget what it is. What was the name of that one? Oh, Ghost Deer? That's not the one I'm thinking of. There's one that looks like a moose. Spectre Moose. There we go. Spectre Moose also has it. Ghost Deer does as well. So we are... Tuffy has stepped away for a moment just to double check on the second anniversary celebration, which was played by Marcus to counter Logan's Wilderness. Everything all copacetic? We all good?
Yep, we're all good.
Alrighty. So I was telling chat about White Stag. I won't read it again for them, but I will show the card to you so that you can get an idea of what it does.
Yeah, so White Stag is actually really interesting.
Yes. I think it has a lot of utility in this deck. I am surprised to not see either the Spectre Moose or the Ghost Deer in this deck as well, because they combo very well with it. And the 4th place Spirit deck, it was Spirit Forest granted, but the 4th place Spirit deck from Kansas City did also run the White Stag along with the Ghost Deers and the Spectre Moose. Now, I am surprised that you said you didn't know what this does, because if I remember correctly, you're the reason that he got 4th place.
I mean, I was kind of in the zone at the time. But
You were. And you got some schnasty combos off, but we're not here to talk about your schnasty cosmic combos. We're here to talk about some schnasty unholy fires on people's own beasties that Logan has done to himself.
This is going to help Logan a lot, because White Stag is one of the tools to rebuild the board a little bit. Mm-hmm. But Logan using his 1-for-1 removal, dealing with those cards. But if Marcus can just continue building up his board by playing those recursive cards like White Stag,
my question
he might
is,
actually have a chance.
He's put down the Frost Ring now. That was the fanciest point I think I've ever seen someone do. Do you point with your ring finger? Have you ever seen anyone do that? I'm just impressed. I can't do that. That hurts. Triggers my carpal tunnel.
Yeah, no, that is the first time that I've seen anybody play Frost Ring, and I've been kind of waiting for it, because
it's not that. I just don't see how he defends it here, unless the last card in his hand is an Icy Path.
He's probably not going to defend it, but that does soak up some damage to his life points. He is sitting at a healthy 680, but that does soak up an attack.
I will say he's definitely incentivized to try and keep it alive, because if he can, his deer women are suddenly doing 100 damage.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But Logan is just sitting here with a hand just stacked full of cards. He has a lightning bolt, another Quetz coming down.
Yeah, this is a disgusting
Another
hand.
unholy fire, and then also after he uses up all these cards from his hand, he still has that new beginnings.
I forgot that he still had the new beginnings because he played growth. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is insane.
I'm just gonna salute, moment of silence.
So the
That's-
token's
that's-
swinging in now, and no block. Oh, it looks like he attacked. Yep, he attacked directly.
If he ignores the frost ring, that's a mistake. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna ignore that frost ring because that's gonna be interesting here. I think he's holding back the Quetzes so that they don't get blocked. Or I think he's debating on playing Lightning Bolt here. Yeah. He's moved that to the front of his hand, so it's...
Well, it's not like he has, no options. He could play Lightning Bolt, he could play Unholy Fire. He has a ton of cards that he could play if he really wants to. And that Neutrality Aura has been putting in some work for him. I think we're going to see that card see an uptick in play, especially now that we're getting more of these artifacts that are meta relevant. Like we saw the Spirit Water one teased for Seance. I think it was called the Great Headstone of the Swamp Priestess or something like that. It's supposed to be a reference to the Manchek Swamp Priestess. Is the point? But it's very clearly going to be our Spirit Water artifact, and I think that deck sounds terrifying to me.
Here goes Quetz into the red zone. Deer Woman is blocking.
Interesting. Oh, you know what? I realized Deer Woman doesn't die immediately because there isn't any Lightning Storm in play.
That is true.
And Thunderbird was dealt with, so... Oh well.
There goes Quetz into the red zone again. And a Deer Woman blocks. Rolling for Paralyze. I think he hit the Paralyze on that.
It's a little hard to tell. See, this is why I prefer the online clients, because you don't have to deal with glare.
Well, we can see the Paralyzed token sitting right
That's
there.
very true. Oh, I meant more on the dice.
Oh, right.
Or on the Familiar, or the Hornet, or the other Hornet token. That's alright, though. It could be worse. This could be Pokemon, and those could be Rainbow Rares. And we could have to figure out what they are.
Oh, gosh.
For those unfamiliar, they're just the whole card is like rainbow prism patterned, and it's very hard to tell what the card is from a distance.
There goes the Lightning Bolt, destroying the Deer Woman that was not paralyzed. And
That's a smart play.
I think he's debating on passing and leaving up that Frost Ring. Oh, here comes the Unholy Fire. Okay, so now I really do think that he's setting up for New Beginnings soon.
New Beginnings next turn, you think?
No, I mean, it really depends on what Marcus plays. Like, if Marcus doesn't
very
play
true.
anything, Logan's still ahead on board enough to where he doesn't need to. Mm-hmm. But just having that
There it
sit
is.
in the wings, yeah. So,
The thing is, Marx's deck looks good on paper, and I like what it's trying to do. But sometimes your opponent just draws the nuts, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that. And the same goes for any deck, really. If a deck draws perfectly, a lot of times, and if a deck draws perfectly, and it's an aggro deck like Quetz, like Nappa, like Fearsome Critters, like that green Fireball deck that we saw from Basic Trainer, it's just hard to deal with.
yeah. Oh, most definitely. Here's another thing interesting to note. This is still game one, and there is only 25 minutes on the clock. So I think this game is going to end. Yeah, this game is going to end here probably pretty soon. But then, what happens? It's probably going to go to turns.
I think so
if
as
Marcus
well.
wins the next game.
Now, what's interesting to me is the archives of these players. I know we talked about I was praising Logan's side deck, his archive. He's got some options in there, some things that I expect him to tech in, but I'm seeing Infinite Power, another Frost Ring, Toxic Waters, Frostbites, Distractions, like Wood Devil. There's options for Marcus here if he doesn't win this first game.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going to be going in, I think, for Marcus. And then Logan, his side deck is second anniversary, possibly coming in. He does have Paralyze as well. But I don't think Paralyze really does too much against Marcus's beasties because they are spirits.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 first anniversary celebrations come in. And
That will hurt.
that is really
That said, he is running second anniversary celebration himself, so he can negate at least one of those. I'm not seeing any other things inside deck. But also, even if that comes down, there's still Icy Paths. That's an option that he can work with.
Yep.
And if he has board control when it happens, who cares? Doesn't matter to him. And I think the only reason that this match is still going is because now we're seeing, or not this match, this game, is Marcus has established aura pages now. It took him a little while, but he has those 3 spirit auras, and he could do just about anything with, which I think could really hurt Logan if he does choose to play that New Beginnings, which I think is why we haven't seen it just yet.
He just doesn't have anything. Like, Marcus is in top deck mode. He's not presenting any threats. Logan is ahead on board. He's got the backup option of New Beginnings in his hand, but he's not going to fire it off until Marcus presents some sort of threat.
Yeah.
And then he has to dig. But I think, like, this game is really looking, to
I'll
be
say
in Logan's favor.
the biggest shock to me on all of Marcus's list here is the lack of a Bloody Mary. That feels like just a staple inclusion.
Yeah, but I think it's a little harder for him to play since he's just playing 5 Spirit Aura.
6.
Well,
I think that's a 6. That looks like a 6 to me.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It looks like he was debating it.
But it is kind of a harder card to get a hold of too. So
Very true.
We do have to take that into account. But
yeah, it's not a cheap card. It's one of the most expensive cards in the game right now. It's actually more expensive than New Year, New Beginnings.
yeah, that is crazy.
Sorry, Ross, don't ban us. Shout out for those of you who get that reference. No secondary market talk in the Discord.
Monkey clap super fast, I guess.
And yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he gets out a Walking Sam, it's still winnable.
Oh, right, definitely. Like, he can play Walking Sam, copy the quest, present it, but there is no Lightning Storm in play, so he can't just copy quests and kill a quest.
True.
So, that Logan not having Lightning Storm is actually...
He woke up his sleeping power-up redded Hornet token. That's just been putting in work for him.
Oh, that is a call. That is a Call of the Storm in Logan's hand right now. So Logan,
does he have anything that he can bring in with it? I don't know what his discard's looking like. We weren't there for the first part.
He still has... I think he still has some radioactive Hornets, so he could search for 2 Hornets if he wanted to.
Okay. He might still have 2 Quets. I'm not completely sure on that,
He does have
though.
Necromancy in his deck too, so he may wait to play that.
Okay.
That's what it's kind of looking like. Is he's just waiting to be able to fire that off.
It's always difficult to try and commentate over the Spirit matchups because there's so much going on in terms of all the status conditions. That the board state may look like it heavily favors one person, but if all their beasties are asleep, oh well, you're not doing much with that.
Yep. Yeah. No. It just. Marcus, what kind of outs does Marcus have? So he only
Honestly,
plays 3 Morpheus. That is interesting too because
he has the familiars to bring them back. Does he have Bell Witch? I don't see a Bell Witch.
There is no Bell Witch.
That's shocking to me. That card seems like it should be a staple. Granted, I guess that just brings back Morpheus for him. Oh no. I mean, he could bring back Resurrection from the Afterlife, but that doesn't seem like a card you're using multiple times per game. I'll be real.
Right. It's gonna be interesting to see if he can actually get a Wahila, because Wahila is in his deck as well. So if he can draw a Wahila. That's going to help a little bit because there is that token with some damage there. And Quetz looks like it has either 40 or 50 damage on it right now.
Hey, we got the cool photos of people up. I
There
was
we go.
wondering. Oh, beautiful. Those look fantastic.
That is, yep. Big thanks to Jay.
Not to toot our own horn, but this is honestly the best looking Metazoo stream I've ever seen. Certainly the most professional. And a little less, I love Metazoo, but the McDonald's colors they hurt my eyes a wee bit, I'll be real. I'll be real. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, so Marcus held up his beasties to, I think, be able to possibly block. Is that the frost ring? Yes, I think.
Yes, he does have a frost ring over there.
So Logan is trying to get rid of that frost ring now. Logan did give up his Phantom car.
Well, he gave up a Phantom car. He's got another.
Right.
I don't think he's too worried because, again, it's a control deck that he's going up against. So there's not a ton that's incredibly aggressive. Most of it just comes down to keeping your opponent from doing things and smacking them in between when you can. That's why this one round has gone on for 30 minutes now? Oh my god.
Yeah, this is a 30-minute game one. We have a double block from Marcus now. Or did Logan pass the turn here?
I believe he double blocks, from what I can tell. I think they're establishing who's the primary defender.
All right, so Marcus just double blocked because he does not want that damage going through. Oh.
Yeah, so you have to. So the way it works is you have to allocate at least 5 damage to each.
Wow.
Did that kill both beasties?
Wow, that may have been a blunder.
Wait, did he unholy fire it? Wait, I missed. What just happened? This feels like a GG go next. I'll be real.
Okay, so
Okay, book. Oh my god.
that is a New Year's.
That's a hand.
I wonder how many cards are left in Logan's deck right now, because if Marcus can play...
In order for Marcus to pull this to a draw.
Okay, alright, so Logan is out of cards. He's out of cards. If Marcus can run out of cards as well, that will make the game a draw. And then they move on to the next game.
And then it all comes down to that. But I think Logan wins in time. This feels like water versus critters, you know? You have the control matchup. If you take it to time, you don't want it to go to time with the control deck.
That's such a big part of this game. Oh, first anniversary comes down and kills the token.
The power of bread is out of play. That's absolutely massive. Out comes the force to bolster the beasties that are there. I can't see what else they have, but he is going to pass with that.
He does have the Stunning Storm in his hand and a Phantom car along with another Quetz. So, and two Hornets. Was
the Lightning Storm already? Oh no, he just put it down, and I'm stupid and can't read.
If Marcus can maybe deal with a couple of these Quetzes.
I don't think he can. I think this is game. There's hundreds.
Yeah.
Unless he has... or he could Icy Path. I forgot about Icy Path.
There's an Icy Path.
Ooh,
and
that
Logan's
attempting to Phantom Car the Icy Path. I think. Unless he... No, because he can't direct it into the Phantom Car because it's a spirit.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yes, he can, because first anniversary is active.
That is true.
First anniversary is active.
Wait, first anniversary is active, so that means one of those Quetz does not have fleet.
That is true.
And first strike and all that good stuff. Okay.
So it looks like maybe Logan forgot that first anniversary is active.
Well, the judge is watching the game pretty carefully, so I think if anything was forgotten, that they would have pointed it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And actually, they're taking notes. They're really closely.
Krost is on it. Krost
yeah,
is on it.
Krost is a good dude. Krost knows what he's doing. I trust him as a judge.
Oh wow, this is actually really close. So, oh man, Logan has necromancy in his hand, so he can put another Quetz back and make that be his next draw.
And that's what he's doing.
Oh, nope.
No?
No, he's not.
14 minutes in round.
So with all this discussion between the two players, that the longer this goes on, the bigger I think Logan's advantage is here, because he's gonna win this game one.
You say that, but we don't know what all is in Marcus's hand, what he has to work with. If Logan doesn't have outs in his hand and his beasties are put to sleep, it's over. It'll take a while.
That is true.
But I imagine that Ghost Air will be doing enough damage to burn down.
Well, he did only have 2 sleeps left, so
He did only have 2 sleeps left, but I do believe that first anniversary celebration, is still active.
That's true.
And clearly he must feel that he has outs because he's attacking. Okay, what is? I'm kind of confused at what's happening, I'll be real. It looks like there was some confusion among the players as well, and unfortunately we can't hear what they're doing. So sometimes when cards just randomly go away and come back, we have to assume what may or may not be happening. But anyway, I hope everyone watching is having a good time. Our first match was Liam versus Basic Trainer. Liam got a quick 2-0, as Naparibovs often does. And meanwhile, we then jump over to Logan versus Marcus, and with 12 minutes and 50 seconds left in a round, they're still in their first game.
And Marcus is at 25 life points, and he started his turn. Okay, this is going to be really pivotal for Marcus here.
Yes.
So, actually, I'm not sure if First Anniversary is still active.
I believe
Did
it is,
he
because
play it
he
on
still
his
has.
last turn?
I believe he did. He
Okay.
still has it on the board.
So he played it on his last turn. So this is the last turn that First Anniversary is active.
Okay.
And
Yeah, he
Marcus
knows. It's
scoops.
over.
The first game goes to Logan here with only 12 minutes left on the clock, and the players will be archiving, I guess you can say now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to take up probably a couple minutes, and this is going to be a really interesting game, because Marcus is going to have
I
to
think
play as fast
should it
as
be called the
possible.
archive or the index or like?
The side deck archive?
Yeah, what
that's
are we
a good
calling it?
one.
The library?
No, that's the main deck.
No, the main deck is your spell book.
But I don't know.
So if your deck is a book,
But you're
what would your side deck be? What is the equivalent? I guess those like blank pages at the front and end of books that you can tear out.
yeah,
But no, because wouldn't you think it would be like the index?
the librarian.
The librarian? Help us in chat. What should the what should the side deck be called in
Chat,
universe?
tell us what you think.
Yeah.
If you like,
We can't
the-
see what you're saying, but we'll assume that it's good.
If you like the idea of it being the archive, the side deck, or if you have another creative name for it, go ahead and shoot.
Speaking of shoot, you've been a big fan of Caster Gun,
Yes, yes.
and I haven't seen it in any lists so far. Do you think that it's good now, or that we need to be waiting? And you should probably turn my voice down. I can't stand to hear myself. I don't know how anyone else can.
I think Caster Gun is going to get better over time, because it's going to have more spells available to it. But I really do think that it's going to start seeing some play after Seance releases. So, we'll see how that goes. But Seance looks like it's just going to change the game. I mean, we just got a spoiler of Possession Aura, and it's a card that I was like, I looked at it, and me being a Magic player, I'm like, wow, okay, so now we have a card that does something exactly like a card in Magic called Reflecting Pool, and that card is a staple land in the game. So I do think that Possession Aura is just going to be a complete staple of the game for as long as it's legal. So,
Well, it's an interesting take, because I'm not so sure on that, because I would think the same thing about the neutrality aura, and But I suppose maybe what would you do? Would you say you side deck this the possession aura because it just copies auras that are already in play?
Right. So here's the thing, though. It also counts your opponent's aura as well. Mm-hmm. So if there's a popular archetype, like we're probably going to see a lot of dark spirit.
But here's the thing.
You
Here's the
definitely
thing.
play too.
If Seance shakes out like UFO has, we're gonna have like 8 viable archetypes. And actually, they're all viable if what you said about the Earth deck winning a large-scale tournament is true.
Yeah, and that new Earth 2 drop that keeps the aura fatigued when it deals damage to your opponent, that is insane. And it's a 4 of per spellbook, so you're going to be able to play those and infinite power in the same deck. So honestly, I think Seance is really looking like it's going to change the game forever.
Well, and it feels like UFO did as well. Even though I loved UFO as a set, it didn't feel like there were a ton of cards that had like a huge impact, but it felt like that it gave existing archetypes new options, and I really liked that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it also made a few new things viable. Obviously, fire, spirit. You could argue that it brought critters back into relevance as well with the forest elemental.
Oh, this is an interesting start by Logan here. He is not starting with any beasties at all.
Is he keeping that hand? Is he
He
keeping
actually
that
boarded
hand?
in Bubbling Brew.
Okay, I could understand that. Yeah, you would use that for maybe the second ability of the cost 20 of them dealing 20 damage. Not everyone remembers that that's a thing that the deck can do.
So that's a power up red, but
That is
okay. First anniversary comes down and destroys Marcus's beastie. Marcus,
what was Marcus's beastie? I couldn't tell.
I believe that was a familiar.
Yeah, I suppose that would make sense. That would probably be the only thing that would be able to kill one.
Yeah.
And now out comes the Deer Woman.
All right, Logan draws another first anniversary celebration, but he just doesn't have any threats at all. So
No, but he has his hand is pretty threatening if he does draw anything. So, and I think that's what he's counting on. And he certainly has enough beasties to be able to make that gamble against a slow play deck like Frost Spirit. Like Frost is slow, Spirit is slow. Slam them together, and they aren't. You aren't getting pulled over by the cops anytime soon for speeding.
So this is actually really interesting. He just used the Unholy Fire to deal damage and burn the Deer Woman. But here's the thing. All he needs to do is slow this game down. If he can answer Marcus's beasties and just slow the game down, it's going to go to time. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of risky too, because with him having no threats, if Marcus gets ahead on life points and Logan doesn't draw enough threats to be able to counterbalance that, then Marcus might take game 2 based on life points, and then that would make a draw.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think Marcus has got to be playing for that draw now at this point. There doesn't really seem to, unless Logan scoops and goes next game, which doesn't seem advantageous.
He's going to be playing for the win anyways, because that's what he has to do. Like,
yes,
a draw is almost, kind of worst case scenario for both players, because you never want to start a tournament out with a draw. I mean, it is better than a loss sometimes.
Hey, you say that. You say you don't want to start a tournament out with a draw, but I vaguely recall the tournament that I got my first place medal in. We started out playing each other round 1 and drew because we
did intentionally draw round 1, and we did end up winning the tournament.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and you get a nice I give you $100 for being my testing partner for that or something. Finances.
Right.
Yo, that free pizza that they got us. All I'm saying, that was in Fort Worth, too. We could get some of that pizza.
So Phantom Car is pretty interesting here, because that's going to be able to slow the game down as well.
It's like, let's go back to talking about the game, not food, or God forbid G2B. Not to speak ill of the dead. It does get the Phantom Car down. Do you think we're going to see a power-up red on Phantom Car? It seems possible.
I don't know.
Or he's just going to kill it.
Oh, he killed it because...
With the Deer Woman's effect.
Yeah.
Fatigue, deal 50 damage to something with a status condition on it.
So there's 2 toxic waters sitting in Marcus's hand right now, as we can see. So this, I don't know. I think Logan's kind of in top deck mode.
Yeah.
And he really has to figure out a way to deal some damage here, because this clock is running out.
I've played against Logan before. When he's ahead, he'll sometimes keep a risky hand. And very often when he does that, it seems to bite him in the butt.
There goes the lightning bolt.
You can lightning bolt all you want. You're down in terms of life points, and there's 4 minutes left.
Yep.
He does have the power up red though, and I think that's going to be the big thing.
Well, if he can draw a beastie,
Yeah.
that's the only thing. And you know,
He has to be able to play it as well. He can't play a
Lightning
Quetz
does
right
play
now.
some beasties, but not a whole lot. Like in his list, in his main deck, we're talking 5, 8, 12, only 12 beasties in his main deck, and
Wait.
then
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, just 12, but 12 out of 40.
well, there's
You know?
a Quetz. So there's a.
But he can't play the
but
Quetz
he's-
right now. He
yeah,
needs one more.
missing-
He's 1 aura short.
Oh, wow.
Is the problem?
This is going to be really close, I think.
I think he's 2 auras short actually, because Quetz is 4 lightning, or is it 3-1?
It's 4 lightning.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of Thunderbird. Thunderbird is 2-1. Big brain. Yeah. Now I thought he kept it because he had enough aura to like play anything in his deck with the hand that he had, but clearly that's not the case, and now he's suffering for it as Marcus is just smacking him.
I give a lot of respect to Marcus here, because he could be playing a little bit slower, but he is trying to play as fast as possible to make sure.
I wonder if
that
Marcus
this
is
game goes
trying to
really
get
well.
him to scoop so that they can potentially go to game 3.
Well, if they go to game 3, though, and
It's-
Logan is able to have a faster start, then Logan would win the match.
That he would, but he should have already had a faster start.
I would honestly, I would probably go ahead and scoop if I was Logan here to move on to that game 3 and try to just start with a fast hand.
Unless he has an answer, like
Well,
something in
there's
his
a Phantom
hand
card.
right now.
He does have a Phantom card.
Okay,
So,
but the frost ring's out. He needs to get the Quetz down.
yeah.
He needs to get the Quetz down like now. Bold though of
This
Marcus
is-
to give him the lightning storm with that Born from the Earth.
Yeah, that was.
I understand the
was
forest
pretty
helps
crazy.
him, but my goodness. Would you, if
Logan
you
is
were
under
Marcus,
700. So there's a 300 plus life point difference here. There's the 4th aura.
minute 30 left in round.
This is interesting. Oh,
Okay,
and
game 3. There it is.
Logan does exactly what he needed to do. Go
Yeah.
ahead and scoop.
He knows.
But if they don't start the next game before the round is over, then it goes to a draw.
I think they both know that, and they have 2 minutes to side, or was it 2 or 3 minutes? What is the or no, I'm thinking of shuffling.
It's 2 minutes. 2 minutes to side deck. So Marcus here, he's looking to try to make his deck faster, but what he really needs to do is shuffle up. And I don't think. Yeah, this is going to go to a draw, everybody.
I think so. I don't know that Marcus is going to be ready to start the next game in 50 seconds because I think he wants to side, and I think he knows he has to side to make something happen. That said, when
Oh,
you're
wait a minute.
when you're
I don't
playing this
know.
quickly, if you can get this going,
They might be able to start in time. This is actually really exciting.
this is the fastest he's going to have to
Oh,
pile
man.
shuffle faster than I've ever seen someone pile shuffle.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to.
20 seconds.
What do you guys think in chat right now? Do you think that this is going to go to a game 3, or is it going to be a draw before?
He's
Is
trying.
Marcus
He's
gonna be done in
trying.
time? This is exciting.
This really is.
9, 8,
Eight,
7,
seven,
6,
six,
5,
five,
4,
four.
3.
Oh!
And that is time in the round. We have a draw.
Are they going to be allowed to?
Yeah, it will not go to turns.
Yeah,
as
it
both
will
players
not.
have not started the game yet.
Yeah.
So That is a draw
Since the game
between
hasn't started?
Logan and Marcus here.
Wow. That was a photo finish there.
That really was.